All right, I've opened some plants and I'm just gonna grab a few of these guys. Let's see, I think I want this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Maybe some shrubs and some rocks. Actually, I really like all of these. So we'll just grab all of this. So I just selected those by clicking on them and holding Shift. Now I'm gonna hit Command C and I'm just gonna pop them right into this model. And I just hit Command V. And these guys, I kind of want around the edge. So I'm going to, I'm actually I'm gonna get out of this group for a second. I'm gonna select these and I'm gonna copy them, Command C. And now I'm out of that group, but I'm still inside the component. And I'm gonna hit Edit, Paste in Place. And then I don't want the actual geometry, so I'm gonna delete the center of them, which will leave me with a line. I lost those plants, so I'm gonna go back and get them. Just Command C again. Oops. I think we said this guy. Oops. I'm holding Shift and just selecting multiples of these. And okay. Now we are ready to rock and roll. So I've cut those. I'm gonna paste them. I'm just gonna drop them right in here. This guy, um, sometimes you just have to make sure that these are components. The random tools does not work unless you're selecting a component. It's just a good reminder. If it's not working, it's probably because it's not a component. So I'm gonna do rocks along the edge here, and I don't know how many I need. Oh, so because this line is a bunch of different segments, you can start to see where it's putting a bunch of rocks instead of, just like randomly at the edge. So I might actually do this manually, or I could also select this line, select the rock, and just do, um, instead of 35 of them, try one. So now, yep, that let me put rocks kind of like all along the edge. Oh, and I'm actually up in the air here. You can see I didn't place that stuff on the ground. So I'm gonna move these down. And I'll have some cleanup to do on this one. I won't bore you with the excess, but you can see that this group actually landed outside of the component. See, it didn't show up on this one. So I need to cut that and paste it back into the component in order for it to register. So there's that. And actually, I might just explode this group because it'll be easier to work in this component. Make sure I'm in here. Okay, I'm in here. All right, and then we're just gonna work on one of these quadrants and get it to a place where it's starting to feel and look like a garden. So I'm gonna explode this, then I can move those around a little bit. And I'm just using the M and want to make sure that I'm on the surface. So I can like swing the model around and look at it from time to time and just make sure that things are kind of like sticking to the surface where I want them to stick. So I have some cleanup to do on this, but let me just show you quickly how to get the plants in here, and then we will be on our merry way and ready to set up for some views. Delete that guy for now. Okay, so I'm gonna select this plant and I'll select all of these actually, and I'm just going to bring them into, I have this as a group. So I'm holding Shift and just clicking on these, and I'm going to cut them, Command X, and then edit, paste in place. And now they'll be just in there. So I just want these elements to kind of be randomly spaced. It's going to be kind of like a nature garden. And so I'm just going to select them and then select the geometry, the flat plane by holding Shift. And then I'm going to select this random tool and we'll do, max number. I think let's try like 40 to start. And then just hit OK. Okay, now I've got some of those around. And I'll just continue to do that for each of these elements, and then I'll bring them in and move them around a little bit, make them a little bit more custom. But I'm just clicking and placing and hitting OK. And then once I get all my plants together, then we'll copy and paste them back into, select the geometry. Just keep doing this. And you can see it's starting to populate and really look like a garden. And it's not taking me very long. I mean, you could copy and paste all day long, but in the interest of time, this is just a really good kind of tool to let us work really quickly and really easily to get ourselves into something that looks a lot like a garden. And I think I want to have some small trees in there, but for now, I am going to call that good. And you can see it's not actually populating in this one. I have to come back out here and grab it. So I just clicked and dragged around it, and I can hit X, and then I can open this up. And now you can see, just checking to make sure that I'm working in both, and I can hit edit, paste in place. I'm gonna think about it for a second, and there you go. So now I'm gonna finish populating this, and I'll come back and set up for some views, and then we'll export and be ready to do some editing in Photoshop.